Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crappy Hour. You know, it's Ronnie, and that's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, just another day, another day, another technical roller coaster for us here on Ye Old Watch for Crappens.
Always. We always have to turn into our parents just trying to figure out how the fuck the internet works for the first 3 minutes of this.
That is truly the truth right there. But oh my God, so Ronnie, so what is going on? I feel like there's so much Bravo news that has happened since we last did this. I mean, obviously there was BravoCon, etc. But it's just still a constant churn of headlines.
There are a ton of headlines. It just depends on kind of what mindset you look at the Bravo news feed in. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, there's so much happening. Like there's a reality reckoning where there's like a scandal or something where it's just like really obvious stuff. And then there's days where a lot's happening, but you're like, is a lot happening? It's like the Real Housewives of Miami fight in an airport. Well, yeah, it's called nature.
I know. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of the people that got to witness the Real Housewives of Miami fight in the airport because that seems like the best version of a Miami fight.
That's a lot better than fights I normally get in airports. It's usually, a married couple. Like, God damn it. Or inside my head, just being like, are you really going to eat a Subway sandwich on the plane next to me? Really? In the seat next to me? Really? Is that what you're going to do? I could use some people really screaming at each other.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we all know, the high point for Bravo of arguments in an airport was on Game of Crowns when the two cast members on the series premiere showed up at the Tucson airport wearing the same jumpsuit. Like, and no airport fight has ever been able to be better than that. But I feel like Alexia and Adriana fighting at the Miami airport after BravoCon, like, I'm really bummed that there was no camera there.
Yeah, I'm surprised too because the whole cast was there. You would think at least someone had some cell phone footage or something, and that just goes to show you how much shit goes down in the Miami airport that people didn't even write it down write it down. Could you imagine? That would be me. That would be me with technology. I see a fight. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down as it goes. I want to draw these people.
Pen and paper. I'm going to write a poem about this.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So where is it? So these people got into a fight at the airport, okay? Inside Real Housewives of Miami stars Alexia Napola and Adriana Demora's heated fight at Miami airport. Basically, this is from page 6, so thanks for doing your civic duty, page 6. But
yes.
Apparently they were coming back from BravoCon and Alexia had either just watched a screener or heard that Adriana was calling her and Todd or was suggesting that her and Todd were poor on the last episode of Real Housewives of Miami. What do you think? Do you think that's fair to yell at somebody because they called you poor?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think I would yell at someone if someone called me poor. Like, I don't think I would make a fight at the airport. Like any good reality star knows, you would wait until you are on camera. And also, I think I would just like, it just is like a funny thing. Like, I'm surprised also that that Alexia had this reaction after BravoCon. Like, I'm sure, didn't she hear this news at BravoCon? Like, I kind of feel like as a Bravo star, if you're gonna like have a situation like this, you want to like air it. You want to air it at BravoCon. Like, you want to make a moment for yourself. But I personally, like, if you called me poor at the airport, I would probably be like, oh, okay. I was like, haha. I'd probably like laugh it off. And then like late at night, I'd be like, I can't believe you called me poor.
Yeah, I agree with this comment by Kel Wags that poor people or rich people don't generally scream about how not poor they are in airports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like rich people are not in with the rest of us at the airport. They're on their own plane somewhere. They have a different entrance. This is not the same. So a couple quotes from here that are good is apparently Adriana was saying, oh, you see, Julia, this is how your friend treats me. This is good for you, how your friend is treating me. So that's good. They're still using her as a pawn, which we see coming at the beginning of the season. And also apparently she told Alexia something like, you're not the star of the show. Stop pretending you're the star of the show. And Alexia said, but I am the star of the show. Blink, blink, blink.
This is literally like the most
Cuban.
Real Housewives
blink, 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 blink.
It is like the most Real Housewives of Miami fight you could imagine. Is like a fight about wealth and who is the star of the show, and also who is a better friend at the airport. I just want to know where in the airport it happens, because I also feel like the location in the airport is very important, because like if it was at the baggage claim, that has like a different vibe than if it was at the Starbucks, you know?
It was at the airport baggage claim. Okay.
See, I had a
It's an
feeling it was the
article.
baggage claim.
Yeah, that's
You
an
know?
article.
It's because like at that point, like your frustration is like really at one of them probably they were probably waiting for their bags and they were waiting a long time, and that's like when you get the most irritable, because you start to run through different scenarios that your bags might be lost, everything's going wrong. You sort of had like dreams that you were gonna be in and out of the airport, you're gonna land, get your bags, and go off and do something, and now you've been waiting for 20 minutes, you're behind schedule, and you're also thinking like, if my bag doesn't show up, I have to get into a line, I've got to put in a request. Now, like the thing I was hoping to do is going to be like put off. So like, it makes sense to me that that's where they fought.
I would like it in the book people. Austin has like I guess most airports have some sort of a bookstore, right?
Yeah.
And I would like it there. You know, a store that's trying to be classy. Not a baggage claim. I like when people in the airport are like, I'm literary, you know? That's where
Like
I
when they
want
go
it. That's where I want
B.
I am a
Daltons.
star. Shut up, book people. Talk to the book people if I want to.
I want a Hudson News fight, like a Hudson News, which is basically the bookstore. That's like the bookstore of the airports, you know?
Hudson News is the Mentos store that happens to sell People magazine as well. I wouldn't really consider them a bookstore. Some of the
They're
time
not.
I'm like, wow, Colleen Hoover, did Colleen Hoover write 5 books today? It's literally all Colleen Hoover and then some random shit by Stephen King. How many books has Colleen Hoover written? Now that's one lady you're not going to see at baggage claim. Colleen Hoover wrote her own airplane to fly in on. That's how much she writes.
Yeah. She doesn't even have a baggage claim. Yeah. She just gets into a car and the bags are there.
So
Yeah.
we're told, page 6, being the we, we're told Napola did make the star claim, but the Feel the Rush singer has allegedly been trying to pull the victim card and is the real bully.
Yeah. And an eyewitness says Napola was sitting next to Julia on the plane, which allegedly made Demora jealous because she was friends with the Russian model first. So that tracks. That's a very Adriana motivation right there, like seating arrangements. But by the way, also, was it that they like all moved seats? Or, I mean, if you bought tickets and that's your seat, I mean, why is Adriana mad that Alexia is sitting next to Julia if like that's just where their seats were?
Maybe it was Southwest.
Oh, actually, probably that's what it was.
Maybe you choose. But I bet you anything, Julia was in the middle seat, and Adriana's not going to sit in that middle seat anyway. It's just so Julia to be like, I don't care, middle seat. This is goat seat in my house. This is fine by me. So
I am
who
humble.
knows? But
I said, I am humble.
I'm humble god. So yeah, so that's that. Also a couple congratulations are in order. Congratulations to Summer House, Martha's Vineyard for where is this? God, we've got a lot of links in here. Jasmine and Silas are
Yeah.
pregnant. Well, Jasmine is Silas, but straight people always
Jasmine's
say we're pregnant, which I
I
don't
know.
really understand. It's like one of you has to carry this shit, but anyway, she's pregnant.
Yeah, people are people are not thrilled about this because now it's like I think everyone was sort of hoping that Jasmine would get away from Silas, and now it's like even more locked down. So yeah, that's like that's unfortunate on that end, but like congratulations. I mean, it's a baby, and like that's cool, and I think that's what they both wanted. Hopefully.
Yes, and guess what, YouTube? I'm very sorry because guess what I did? Talking about parents not being able to do anything. I have 20 windows open here, and I apparently was muted this whole time on YouTube.
Oh,
So
geez.
that was great. So sorry about that, you guys. What an asshole. Here's what happened. Some Real Housewives of Miami screamed at each other in the airport, and Jasmine is pregnant from Summer House. Sorry, I'm just seeing these comments. You know what? I'm trying to be present and focus on the show and not read comments.
Yeah, we just talked about a baggage claim, basically. 2 ladies screaming at a baggage claim. So YouTube, like, you're all caught up.
So congratulations on baby makers. That's great. Congrats. And I don't say that sarcastically. I just mean congrats. You made a baby.
Yeah.
And also, congrats to Tinsley Mortimer, who just got married.
Wow, Tinsley, we're so happy for you. You got married. You finally did it. And also congrats to Dale, who finally fulfilled her lifelong dream of marrying off Tinsley. Better late than never. I mean, Dale was probably just standing up at that altar with Tinsley, just basically like, I do. It's like, mother, it's my wedding.
I'm blocking an asshole in the comments.
Really?
Yep. Hate Good. You. Bye. Okay, you're blocked. So, wow. Congrats
Ronnie.
To Tinsley. I just have to announce it. You don't need to announce your own departure, but I will announce it. Goodbye. Have a good one. So Tinsley gets married. A rep for Mortimer, who has starred as a main cast member in seasons 9 to 12, confirmed the engagement. They were curious when they saw Dale dancing around in circles and saying, "She's not gonna die alone. She's not gonna die alone.
No longer my responsibility."
And listen, I know you were a Real Housewives, but getting emoji work on your children's faces is going a little bit too far. When famous people have babies, they cover their faces up with emojis, and I'm like, okay, that's a little too much. Your children do not all have smiley, laughy faces. Okay, Tinsley.
I feel like Tinsley's child would, actually. I feel like Tinsley would give birth to a child that has the face of, like, exactly the face of an emoji. And she's like, I'm not hiding my children. That's her face. Whatever, Tinsley. We know you're trying to cover up. So congrats to Tinsley. I actually am genuinely happy for Tinsley, because I feel like that was something that she wanted so badly, and she really dicked around with Scott for a long time. And more like Scott dicked around with her. So, good for her. Happy for Tins, our little Tinsley.
Yeah, and she's not going to need the coupons because he's rich. He's rich as hell.
Tinsley, I'm just so happy for her growing up in that life of hers without any amount of privilege. It's nice that she finally caught a break.
Well, she wasn't privileged in the heart, okay? And today she is. So there you go. May we all be as privileged in the wallet as you are in the heart today, Tinsley.
Yeah.
Bless you,
Tins.
Hugs. Congratulations.
Good for you, Tins. Yeah.
So let's see. What else has been going on here, Ben? Anything you particularly why can't I say that word? Is there a specific speech impediment where people can't say particularly? I just said it.
It's a little tricky to get that one out. Particularly. I would particularly like to touch on this thing that is sort of, it was like today's news, or like sort of bubbling up a little bit more today, which is Crystal Kung, why am I blanking on Minkoff? Thank you.
How dare you leave the Lion King out of this conversation, sir? What did he do to deserve that disrespect?
I erased the Minkoff part of it.
Are you particularly mad at Rob? I've said it twice tonight. I'm actually proud of myself. Go ahead.
I'm quite literally, I'm going to take an Austin from it. I'm quite literally, but actually, so the whole thing is that Crystal went on to E! News and said, like, a bunch of the Real Housewives, there were a bunch of people at BravoCon who were dicks, and she wouldn't name them. So then on comments on celebs,
well, she said Real Housewives of New York specifically, and they said old or new, and she said both rude.
Well, that tracks. I mean, that's kind of their brand for both franchises. Brand, yeah. Like, I'm really not surprised. But didn't Olivia, I had it up here somewhere, but Olivia of Southern Charm was like, she wasn't nice to me, as in Crystal wasn't nice to Olivia. So it looks like we have some sort of like low level, low wattage inter-franchise rivalry stewing between Crystal and Olivia.
And then the new Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Anne Marie, commented, I'm dead. Laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. She's coming on kind of strong, Anne Marie. You're messing with people. We don't even know you yet, ma'am. Okay, you need to back down a little bit. And then someone said, who do you not like from the cast? I think this was a question on the panel or something. And she said, anyone whose name starts with a C or an S. I don't know. She's lame. I think she's friends with Teddy, this Anne Marie. So if anybody's wondering why I'm already a hater, that's why. Okay, you can't come in with Teddy as your resume and expect any respect.
And by the way, also, like, where is Anne Marie on our show? I think it's that, like, I think the theory that I've heard is that she was supposed to be a friend of, and then there's like this dinner party that's like this crazy dinner party that Andy Cohen says, it's another dinner party from hell, where she just goes so hard in the paint against, I'm saying that all the time these days.
Hard
Why
in
am I
the
saying hard in
paint?
the paint?
Yeah, where are you getting that? That's a weird
Where am I
one.
getting? Can I say all weekend I kept saying
I'm
hot?
getting hard in the paint on that one. Wow.
All weekend I was going hard in the paint for the word hot. I was like,
Cobble a
I was playing board
stone and
games.
call me Sally. I'm going hard in the paint for that one.
Going hard in the paint for the word hot. Everyone hot is the new hot word. No, but I've heard that Anne Marie goes really hard, not in the paint necessarily, for Crystal at this dinner party, and then like I guess the theory is that it was such a splash that they made her a housewife. But I feel like the track record of housewives that come in mid-season is not always great. We had Catherine. Remember Catherine from Beverly Hills?
Of course.
Of
course I do.
I don't even remember her last name. Catherine Edwards.
Edwards,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we had Lizzie from
Remember
Orange
they
County.
tried to make Catherine, they were like, oh, she was involved with OJ somehow, so let's bring Faye to the same party, and then we'll try and get them into an OJ fight. It's like, really, you guys? How many years later, and Beverly Hills is like, you know what we need on this show? A fight about OJ Simpson's trial.
Well, considering they all were friends, I think, with like Nicole Brown Simpson, like it was fascinating that even though there wasn't a fight, that they really do all share that background. But yeah, they couldn't get that fight off the ground. Catherine, I would think, I'm going to say Catherine is probably one of the most forgotten housewives of all time. Like, does anyone ever remember Catherine Edwards?
Apparently not. I mean, I did. I thought it was good. I remember when Lisa Rinna was like, you know what I wanted to, you know what kind of juice I want from you? The OJ juice. Remember OJ? Remember everybody? She was like trying so hard to make that OJ pie. Okay, so I interrupted your stream of housewives you were talking about.
I was just saying that, like, you know, mid-season housewives. I think I can't remember any mid-season housewife who came on in the middle of a season, naturally, and then had long staying power.
Sonia came in late, I think, didn't she?
No, well, I think Sonia came in at the beginning of her season, whenever she did come in.
Oh.
I think Sonia was season 3. It's also funny to think of the housewives that were not actually original cast members. Like Candy was not original, Sonia was not original. Those are examples.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time.
Tamra.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So speaking of Tamra and Teresa Giudice are going at it on the internet because apparently at one of the panels, Tamra, I guess, was asked who the worst house husband is, and she said Louis, Teresa's Louis, to which Teresa, of course, had a fit. And let me find this. Where is it? Teresa Giudice slams miserable Tamra Judge for calling Louis the worst house husband. This is on the worst house husband, not the worst. The worser, I guess, if we're going to guess how Teresa probably meant it. This is on All About the Real Housewives, by the way, so thank you. So let's see, at BravoCon, blah, blah, blah. I already told you all that. Now Teresa Giudice is clapping back at the quote-unquote miserable did Real Housewives of Orange County star after the latest unfounded attack on Louis. She's been talking about my husband. Somebody said to me that she said my husband is the worst husband on Housewives? Excuse me? Teresa then discussed Tamra's Judge's marriage to her husband, Eddie. Does my husband live off of her? Isn't she the sugar mama for him? And I think that maybe he's getting tired of her. And maybe that's why she's acting up or something. Because she's older than him. And she's the sugar mama. Because she bought that gym so he could run it. Because he's a trainer. No. That's what I heard.
Tamra and Teresa arguing over who has the worst husband is like, it's perfect. Because it's like, it's hard to take a side on this one. I'm actually gonna say that. I can't tell. I think that Eddie is probably like a shade better than Louis.
Eddie is a silent fart, and Louis is a loud fart.
Yes.
That's your husband's.
Louis might actually be a shark, if we're being really honest. Okay, but Eddie is definitely the silent but deadly. You know,
he's like a violent shark.
Louis is a violent shark. I mean, his face. His face becomes shark face. He literally, his eyes bug out like he just sharted.
He looks like he needs to with his turning purple. So let's see. So she continues. She's butting herself into my business, but she doesn't even know me, and she does not know my husband, and she doesn't know us at all for even her to open her mouth. I went out to dinner with her once with my ex-husband, Joe, one time, but she was never just my cup of tea. So, we never even talked after that. So it's like she doesn't even know me, and she doesn't know my husband. Teresa, you understand you're on a television show, right? Like, do you have to know everybody you criticize on these shows? We wouldn't be able to do anything. We'd be at real fucking jobs, okay? Your husband is terrible, and he's terrible out loud on national television. So, Team Tamra, how often have I said that?
Yeah, I think we have to be Team Tamra on this one. And then Tamra went and took photos with Melissa Gorga. And, page 6 was like, look, it's like a response, because it's basically Tamra being like, Team Teresa. Part of me feels like this is just posturing so that way they can both get onto the next girls trip, Like, I wonder if this is going to be the future of Bravo. It's kind of like the challenge where, like, you're on the shows, but you're going to create some sort of, like, dust up with someone on a different show just that way you can get cast together on a Peacock.
Yeah, I don't think so, because it was just a comment about Louis that spun her out of control, and I don't think you can make that up. Teresa just gets really upset. You come for my man, did it? You come for what? No, what? She's a sugar mama. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so something. Well, this is another little one that I just think is really funny before we get to the big one, which is Monica, for everybody asking. But these smaller ones, this was something funny that happened too. Former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star deletes her Instagram following the fake quote backlash. So,
yeah. And I'm glad that this story came out because I was very confused when I initially saw the fake quote. And I was like, what? And then I couldn't find anything about the fake quote. So, yeah, go on. Tell the people what happened.
Tell the people. So there was a quote. Let's see. Who made this? Sonia Rita, at Sonia Rita on Twitter, put up this tweet that says, BravoCon. Andy Cohen admits he'd like to see Sanella Diana Jenkins back on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Quote, she was at the level we want them to be at. We want the show to be at. So Diana made this big, long post about, like, thank you, Andy. Of course, I can't find that here. I've got a million screenshots. But it was this big, long post that was roughly like, thank you, Andy. People asked what my storyline was. And here it is. A girl from Bosnia. A girl with a dream who put herself through school and had a baby against all odds. And she goes on this whole multi-screenshot rant thinking she's validated. Rinna left a comment that was like, oh, that show blew it with you. Oh, they blew it with you. So they were falling for it this was a real quote. And then Andy commented, this is a made-up quote, people. Never said it, and was never even asked about it. So, sorry, who looks like a bigger boob now? You do. So, then the Sonia Rita just wrote, no, please, I made that up. Dorit's like, and Kyle's comment. Where's Kyle's comment? Dorit liked it.
Because I saw the quote and I thought it was real. I was like, really? Andy Cohen really thinks this? But then when I did a search for it, there was not a single article, which is what Diana should have done. I think that Diana should just not be on social media ever. I don't think she knows how to do it. And all she does is either mess up or just be totally offensive.
Yeah. So that was that. That was pretty fun.
Well, it's good to see Diana still up to her usual hijinks of just like making a fool of herself. So Diana deleted her entire Instagram.
Eesh.
So
that's what it took, huh?
Which is a good thing. You know what? I think that's probably for the best. Okay, let's just like stick to making babies and funding young children's musical dreams.
Taking place in the night. What was he? The Knights of the Round Table. What was Asher's thing? He was like a knight in a Party City night costume. Oh my God.
Yeah, he had that music video where he like dressed up like a knight, and it was like this very like a 6-minute long song that went on and on forever, where he was like fighting a dragon. It was like very Game of Thrones. I don't know, but like it was. He really figured it out. He found someone to fund his crazy, musical career ambitions, and God bless, I guess.
Oh gosh. Also included in Diana's original post was, unfortunately, the girl didn't know that the fan base of this particular show would absolutely hate her. Oh, poor Diana.
Poor her.
Not literally, obviously, but poor Diana. So what else is looking good for you, Ben?
Like there was more Lindsay and Carl stuff. Like Lindsay went on to Nick Vial's is it Vial Vial or is it Vial? I don't know. His podcast.
I've always said Nick Vial, but it looks like it would be pronounced Vial.
Vial. I'm gonna call him Nick Vial. And it's more of the same stuff where she once again said that like she and Carl were in therapy and they were having issues. And that they were supposed to have a therapy appointment that day, but he canceled the therapy appointment and then called over the producers that way they could, so that way he could break up with her. So the update on Lindsay is like it's the same story. I feel like the Lindsay and Carl stuff is. I feel like that's a really good B team Scandival. Like I think it's like. It's like to me, like the Willa Ford or the Mandy Moore to Scandival's Britney. Like it's it's not a great scandal, but it's like good enough that I'm enjoying it. It's not like Kyle. Kyle's trying to come in, try to like be her own Scandival, and it's like it's not working for me. But like the Carl,
you don't
Lindsay
think
stuff,
Summer House is doing that? I think they're totally doing that. I'm bored. I'm already bored. This season hasn't even started. I'm bored with this Lindsay and Carl thing. Like, it's okay for you to like talk nonstop, to get engaged, to talk nonstop about your wedding, to get engaged on camera, to do all this other stuff. But now you're mad he brought it on the camera. Now, look, I'm sure that I'm going to be anti-Carl in this whole thing, but you are on Summer House, and I feel like if this was anyone else, Lindsay would be going, "But we're on a TV show, and that's what you're supposed to do is bring it up on camera."
That's
so I'm
true.
interested to see what happened because I don't know. Don't you think? What do you? I have no idea what happened here, but I don't think it's a scandal as far as like cheating and stuff. But maybe.
Well, the reason why I'm excited for it is because I feel like it's gonna give Summer House something like it'll be a through line that we can be interested in. Like I was a little worried that like it'll just be sort of like a lifeless season, but then now like this, it'll be one of those things. We'll be taking sides, and it'll be endless debates, and I think it'll be like a fun thing for all of us in the audience to like get mad over. So I'm like excited. I'm like ready. I'm ready for the.
You're ready for some fun anger. Me too. I love it.
I'm ready for like the Carl and Lindsay. I'm. You know what it is? Actually, it's more like I just want to find out what's going on. Like I think that Scandival also made me impatient because like Scandival happened while the show was airing, so we could just like immediately then watch the show and look for clues and like start being detectives and stuff. But like this one, I'm just like ready. I'm like ready to start.
Well,
watching
this one happened at the end too. Remember? This one happened at the very end of the season too.
I know, but I'm just saying that like last time when the news broke, the show was airing, so we could just like immediately.
I see what you're saying.
Go right to the show and look at it. But now I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm like ready. I just kind of like want to watch it, which is funny because I didn't feel this way at all about Kyle and Mauricio.
Yeah, I still don't. I don't either. Obviously, without completely making this about going in on Kyle's thing. I agree. So Summer House, we'll see how that all goes. Now the big news this week has been all Monica from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I don't know all the order that this stuff happened in. I was in kind of a haze, just traveling and stuff. But man, once those stories come in, they really start coming from every single place. It's like this was Monica week on the internet. Everybody was like, let's bring all of our Monica stuff to the table. The first I read about it, let me cough, pardon me. Oh, God, I feel good. So the first part that I read was from Dumois, who, by the way, did you know that Dumois is coming out with a tequila with Abe and Aaron from
I did know that.
Real Housewives of New York?
Well, I saw that. I saw that Dumois posted that, and Dumois was like, I'm on the executive board of this new mezcal. And I'm like, but it's Aaron and Abe's mezcal. Like, I don't know. I feel like actually
Hagslitos.
that's like, I mean, Erin is smart. she gets one of the biggest gossip Instagram accounts to basically be on the advisory board or trustee, whatever the board is. I don't know.
Well,
I
I
didn't know that
heard that,
mezcals
that,
had
that he's her
boards.
he's her lawyer. I don't know if that's true. That's just
Oh,
I don't know if that's verified tea, if you will. But
that's
I
a very
heard that
Team
Abe
Law
is her
view.
lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like as a gossip, I don't know. I feel like as a gossip Instagrammer, it's like weird to be on the board of a mezcal as a mezcal that's owned by someone that you might be reporting about. But God bless.
It's like I forget what you call it, like in the hard news. It's a conflict of
Yeah.
interest. I
Yeah,
want
but at
my
the same time,
drinks
if she
only
gets,
without. I want my tequilas only without conflicts of interest. Thank you very much.
I know.
I just
I was
think
like,
it's an
I was
odd choice because it's like Aaron is like a
yeah,
tasteless. It's like a tasteless tequila. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Okay, so
yeah.
this I read from Do. The lies. The email on this is thehonest.housewife@gmail.com. I like the made up emails. So the lies are flying around Salt Lake City from this broke snowflake who allegedly mysteriously got a lot of money after the main snowflake lost her $60,000 uninsured piece. Want more tea? Allegedly, all the snowflakes are sure that the broke snowflake stole the piece. One of the many reasons why not one
And
wants her on the show anymore, but the broke snowflake probably will blame her mom.
if
Do you
that
believe that or
is
not?
true, you know, if you'd asked me a little while ago, I'd probably say no. But I kind of. So here's the thing with Monica. I think Monica has been a wonderful addition to the show. And I'm actually mad at all this gossip that's come out because I actually feel like it imperils her future on the show. And I think that she's been like really so good for the show. And I'm worried. It's always bad when cast members are suing each other. So I would have originally been like, no, not Monica. But now, I mean, the whole thing with the Range Rover is a little grifty. Like it's weird that she's so poor and yet she has this Range Rover. And then like the
Lots of
whole
poor
thing
people
with
drive Range Rovers. I mean, I lived in East Hollywood. Trust me, there's a
but I
lot of
guess
us out there. I mean, I don't have a
this is
Range Rover,
true.
but you know what I mean. Especially guys, I feel like guys will pay for their car over their house or anything like that. They don't care if they're living in their rented ass Mercedes. They will be driving that before getting a decent apartment.
Yeah. But then there was the story about the bag, how she got the bag to fit in. So then I'm like, I don't know. She does seem to go to lengths for things. And then she did have this affair with her brother-in-law, which is like, it's like someone who can do something that's like not morally savory.
Well, you
I
can
don't
fuck your
think that she
brother-in-law
would.
without stealing rings from people.
No,
I
I was
mean,
gonna
Jesus Christ,
say
if I had a hot
get there.
brother-in-law, I'd try to fuck him. I mean, what the hell? I wouldn't steal your ring though, or your watch, or whatever the hell it was.
That's what I was getting to, which is that ultimately though, like I don't think she stole a $60,000 ring, but I will say that based off of everything, it wasn't like an open and shut decision. I had to like think about it for a second. Like, did she steal a ring? That would be it would be terrible if she stole the ring, but wow, that's also like
That would be amazing.
varsity level grifting. Yeah.
Well, that's not even grifting. That's flat up. That's flat
That's
up
just
stealing.
larceny.
Yeah, that's not tricking anybody. That's just like stealing their ring. But also, you dropped it. You know what I mean? If I drop a
That's true,
chip and
too.
Bueller eats it, do I get to yell at Bueller for eating the chip? I get to be mad, but he earned
Yeah.
it. I dropped it. So I don't think
Well, I
she
like
stole it.
The question is, did Monica steal Lisa Barlow's ring, or did Lisa Barlow intentionally flush the ring for insurance fraud? So, like, which type of crime
She wasn't
do we think
insured, it
happened?
turns out. I heard that she wasn't insured. We are two ladies gossiping over a fence, by the way. I have no basis for
Over
anything
Karen
I'm saying.
Huger?
But I heard that Lisa was not insured. That's
Oh,
what I heard.
jeez.
And I believe everything Reddit tells me. So I don't
Oh,
believe this.
geez.
I don't believe it because it's old. That's been a theory that's been going on in comment sections all over the place, is that Monica really was the one who stole that ring. And so, like, why is it being turned into do now? Like, I just don't believe it. I don't buy it. Do I wish she had? Kind of. I do wish she had. I wish that for her and for the audience, but I don't buy it. I think there's plenty to get on Monica about without that. So there's This other piece of news, like I said, it just keeps a coming. First of all, Monica has a TikTok where I guess she does funny things, and she did this sketch or skit, as our parents would call it, in a car wash where she's putting on different wigs and she's washing the Range Rover, but she's like dancing and spraying the ceiling and just, I don't know, being
Big
funny
wild.
on TikTok. Yeah. So this is a review that is posted by somebody named Billy Booby, okay, of the car wash.
I love his work.
They
Great
will
writer.
never.
Great writer. Great. He's a great critic of modern American theater, and so his take on Monica's TikTok really spoke to me.
Billy Booby. So this is Billy Booby. This is a review of the car wash. They will never see another red cent from me. 9 o'clock at night, kicking paying women out, allowing them to be berated. Lost a bunch of customers. Wash your car somewhere else. See more. ... You should put all this energy towards bettering your car wash. There is no active case with the police department. You decided to sue someone on false allegations, and it will come out in court. So then this is what the response to the review was from the car wash. This review is not accurate. As you can see from the name, it was brought on by Monica Fowler. Any customer wanting to know more details about Monica Fowler's case with Kaysville PD or our ongoing civil lawsuit for using our property to film videos of questionable content, treating our customers badly, forcing customers to leave while they used our car wash bay for over an hour, destruction of property, and the libel lawsuit we just filed, feel free to call me at 801 Billy Booby Sucks, or whatever. So Monica, they called the police because she wouldn't get out of the car washing bay and kept changing her wigs and changing costumes. This kind of makes me love Monica. I mean, I hope she walked away with a damn ring because of this. I love this.
I mean, honestly, I have to give a standing ovation to Monica for being the first Real Housewife to be sued by a car wash. I mean, she is. God, I want her and Heather to settle their lawsuit because the show needs to keep her. I'm not saying that she'll be fired, but I really don't think Bravo likes it when they sue each other. And this is what we need. We need someone being sued by a car wash. We need car wash legal drama on these shows, and Monica's bringing it.
Yeah, she really is. Air dry this drama. Okay.
I also love that Monica is going. Basically, she's like not even going to like the automated car wash. Like she's doing the one where you have to do it yourself. Like she's doing like the bottom tier car wash. Where
well,
it's
probably
like
for the
car
sketch,
wash.
you know, you can only do so many sketches while you're sitting in your car being dragged through the. Like, how many wigs can you?
Oh
put
really? Oh really?
Is that a challenge?
Do you want to see my next BravoCon video from a car wash?
Oh God. So let's see. So it was there's more in the news from Monica. Monica won full custody of her kids, $6,000 a month in support as she finalizes divorce. So congratulations to her on that. He doesn't live in the state, I don't think. I think he moved cross country. She was given exclusive use and possession of the former couple's home, but she must give Mike $130,000 for his share of the property's equity. That home is like 1,100 square feet, which is crazy to be living in that size home with all those kids and your mom coming up. Your monster of a mom. They probably had to move that plant in that the mom had a conversation with on that episode. I mean, they got close with the plant.
The plant's part of the family now. The plant's helping with Monica's little whatever those things that she's sewing.
Yeah.
What were they again?
The swaddles.
Like bibs? Swaddles.
Yeah, baby swaddles or something. Okay, so that's some more news about her. So the big news that came out is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Monica Garcia sues Heather Gay's company Beauty Lab for botched job. So it turns out that in 2019, before the show was even airing, Monica allegedly went to Beauty Lab and got some work done and didn't pay for it. And so Heather is suing her for this money that was never paid. Now, this is from 2019. And apparently, she didn't know it was Monica. So she's been suing this person, not knowing it was Monica. And I guess they're just finding out. And maybe that's what happens at the end of the season. No one really knows. But That's crazy.
Yeah, this is it's two lawsuits because then Heather's suing Monica because Monica owes like $2,400, $2,500 really. I think it was like $2,499, and then Monica countersued saying that no, Beauty Lab and Laser actually botched my procedure, and I had to go somewhere else to have it corrected. So this all just kind of like landed like a thud last week. And then Heather immediately put up this like video on her Instagram that was like testimonials like Beauty Lab and Laser, the most trusted beauty lab in all of Utah. We do great things here at Beauty Lab and Laser. And so basically now they're just suing each other, which is actually a really bad look, I think, for them as Real Housewives. Because I like I think Bravo. I feel like when this happens, someone is not gonna make it to the next season. I don't think that Bravo. It makes it more complicated to shoot the show. When you're wrapped up in a legal thing, you can't be as open when you're talking on the show. So I think that like honestly, if Monica's got to like figure something out, because I think Bravo would cut Monica before they cut Heather Gay.
I don't think they're going to cut either one of them. I think they're going to keep unless
Really?
Monica goes completely over the deep end. Like, we don't know what happens the rest of the season. But I think Monica's been great. She's been a great cast member. I don't think that they're going to get rid of her, and I don't think they're going to fire Heather over a Beauty Lab lawsuit for $2,500 or whatever it is. Personally, but it says Heather's quote is, "The lawsuit in the press has no merit, and unfortunately, a pattern of behavior from a desperate woman who, when unable to pay her bills, lashes out to avoid accountability." She says her Beauty Lab plus Laser is a phenomenal business. So let's see. Let me see here. So Beauty Lab and Laser initially sued Garcia for breach of contract and breach of the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. Doesn't that sound so Mormon?
It does sound like if there's ever a covenant involved, like it's already like a very Mormon lawsuit.
I'm suing you for breach of the covenant of good faith. So get a good lawyer. Okay, with a very high collar.
Yeah, I hope that they work it out. They should just like they figure something out, because I don't want legal drama amongst my housewives. I want their drama to be stuff that happens on the air that's stupid and petty. Well, this is I won't say this is stupid and petty, but it also feels a little fishy. I mean, people are wondering like, is Monica scamming? Is this a scam to get money? Did Monica basically get a procedure done and then like now she's acting like it got botched? That way she could get away with like free money. I mean, that's kind of like the ongoing narrative with all these stories that people are now acting or saying on the internet. I'm not saying that we necessarily say it, but like people are saying like, oh, well, Monica, she's basically like a scammer. Like she stole a ring. She's like scamming Beauty Lab and Laser out of money for this procedure. There's, like she got the money from her husband, all this stuff. This is basically now the narrative that seems to be I'm seeing around on the internet. I don't know if she's a scammer. I don't think she's a scammer. But
well, just to interrupt you real quick, because I can't keep up with the comments. Bravo Docket's here. Hi, Bravo Docket. It
Hi,
says,
Bravo Docket.
I will say Monica has a lot of collections claims against her.
Oh.
Well, yeah, okay.
Like
I mean,
Bravo
look,
Docket
I can
knows.
see that. I guess to me, it sort of starts to feel slanderous, because it's all these stories at one time, and they're like coming hard. It's like she stole a ring, and she sued this thing, and she's doing this, and she's doing this, and she's doing this. It just seems so much. It seems kind of like a coordinated.
Well, do you
attack?
think that maybe the reason why it happened is like when at BravoCon, everyone was talking about how no one on the cast was talking to Monica, and I wonder if maybe when people found out that no one was talking to Monica, people started to sleuth around and say like, what's going on with Monica? And so then it all kind of like came up because people were curious about the BravoCon situation. Do you think that may have motivated these stories to all
maybe
appear at once?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's weird because it also just, and this isn't anything really fishy, just funny how timing works. This also happened the week after the episode where she was saying, or the week of the episode where she was making fun of Lisa's face and her injections and saying, at least I don't look like a. Wait, no, Lisa made fun of Monica. Never mind. You see how my memory works? It reminds me when Lisa was saying, at least I don't look all pillow faced. What was she saying about her face?
She was
she's
saying,
like, what do you
"At
think?
least I don't look like Mrs. Doughboy. Look, I don't look like the Pillsbury Doughgirl."
Yeah,
That's
so
what
I
she
take
was
it back.
saying.
So that was Lisa shaming. But interesting because Lisa's just giving her evidence, I guess, that it was botched. They could play that evidence from Lisa saying, "Oh my God, you look like the Pillsbury Doughboy with your shots," and then have that be part of the case. Ooh.
It's going to be a great reunion. It's going to be really, really good. And by the way, people keep on messaging us in the comments. They want us to talk about Mary Cosby's son because he was on social media with like drugs, like pills in his mouth and everything. It's all very sad. I don't know if there's like anything to talk about there beyond like it's sad. I hope that he doesn't find himself in a bad situation, and I hope that like they can get him some help there because I mean, I don't know that. I also don't know what the situation is, in terms of like, I'm not saying he's addicted to anything.
Well,
whatever,
I
but,
do
like,
because I have reality tea. Mary Cosby's son, Robert Jr., pictured with drugs on social media. Well, what drugs? I need more
There were a lot of-
specificity.
I think it was like probably like Molly or whatever.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah, a lot of
I mean,
pills in
compared
his
to, like,
mouth.
something harder.
Yeah, there's a picture of him with a lot of pills, like showing off pills
Yeah.
on his tongue. Yikes!
And apparently he held up guns too, and it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, like teenager in trouble. It's one of those things where you're like, hopefully they can, make sure.
Oh,
he
and
doesn't do
posing with
anything that harms
gigantic
himself.
bags of weed. Yikes!
Yeah, big bags of weed.
Oh my gosh! Thank God.
It's very teenager.
Some people really don't like getting older and they fight it. And now, granted, I do get a lot of shots in my face and use chemical peels, etc. Okay, but this is called maintenance. I'm not like terrified. I'm not. Anyway, my point is, I'm a hypocrite. Yes, but a lot of people are terrified of getting older. But I have to say, I love it because if I was younger, all of the stupid shit I had done at that age would be all over the internet, and I probably would have put it there myself. I'm so glad to be before any of this happened. Write it, regret it. Wait, say it, regret
Well,
it.
Alex,
Write it, forget it. Say it, regret it. You better back it up. You better write it down, and you better forget about it, and then you better say something about it, and then you better back the fuck off of it, or I'm gonna kick your ass. How about that?
don't do drugs, because it will be really bad around Christmas. That's a Tyler Perry quote. Alex,
All right.
Alex on YouTube, by the way, says my daughter said it looked like Percocet or Xanax, and that is 1 in 4 teenagers these days. So,
Oh man, yeah, that's
glad
right.
I just have plans. Yeah.
Well, everybody, we are going to move over to some calls here on Instagram Live and bring some people up and talk to you in the audience. For everybody who's listening or on YouTube, hi, bye. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye,
and
YouTube.
we will talk to you next time. Everybody on Instagram, stay here. We'll start talking to you in a minute. In the meantime, bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, YouTubers. Bye.
Bye.